Hi, this is Josh Marshall from TPM Media. It's Tuesday, March 25th, 2008. As you know, we keep a pretty close eye on scandal and muck around the country, and we also like to watch the trends that we observe over time. And one of the clearest recent ones is a trend towards Democratic lawmakers at the state and local level, and also a clear trend towards their leaning away from influence peddling and going right for sex scandals that end their careers. So just yesterday, you had Kwame Kilpatrick, who's the mayor of Detroit. He was indicted on multiple counts, including perjury and obstruction of justice, among others. And this all stemmed from an affair he had with his former chief of staff. The big problem is you're in public office and you're having an affair. You can send emails and maybe even text messages, but don't do it on the government text message system. Always a bad idea, because he denied the affair and then all the evidence came forward and now you get to the point of the indictment. Now, even more recently, we have the case of hard-charging, straight-laced New York Governor Eliot Spitzer, who was revealed to be a longtime patron of high-end, high-priced prostitutes. Now, Spitzer resigned last week, but there's always been some question kind of surrounding this case. Supposedly, the IRS found out about some bank transfers that Spitzer was doing that raised some questions, and that led the FBI to his prostitution shenanigans. But again, sort of, is that really what happened? People are asking that question. And now we have another wrinkle that involves one of the most colorful of Republican dirty tricks operatives, Roger Stone. Now, Stone has a long and storied career going back to the Nixon administration, being a kind of a dirty tricks operative for Nixon back when Stone was like 19 or 20 or something like that. And even as recently as a few months ago, he tangled with Governor Spitzer in a case where Stone made some threatening phone calls to Spitzer's dad, who's like in his mid-80s or something like that. And then Stone actually denied that he had made the calls, even though they were from his phone. He said something like someone had broken into his house and made the calls. It all got pretty weird. It was pretty clear that Stone did it. Now, Stone pretty clearly has it in for Governor Spitzer. And last week, he even kind of implied that maybe he had some advanced knowledge that this scandal was coming down the pike. But now we have new information that people have been talking about all weekend, that Stone is saying he actually had some role in tipping off the FBI about Spitzer's lewd activities. So now, according to Stone's lawyer, back in November, Stone wrote a letter to the FBI in which he tipped the FBI off to Spitzer's activities with prostitutes. Here's what he said. The governor has paid literally tens of thousands of dollars for these services. It is Mr. Stone's understanding that the governor paid not with credit cards or cash, but through some prearranged transfer. Now, it sounds like he had that pretty much right, but as Paul Keel shows today at tpmmuckraker.com, November is actually a month after the government's investigation seemed to have started. That's in October. So it doesn't appear, at least if the government story is accurate, that this is really what started the investigation of Governor Spitzer. But that still leaves the question, how exactly did Stone find out about Spitzer's activities? Now, in this case, this is one of those cases where Stone is someone who can't really can't help himself in coming forward with details that might not even be completely helpful to him. What he told the Miami Herald in an article published on Friday is that he was told this by a high-priced call girl who he was speaking to at a club down in Miami called Miami Velvet. Now, this club, the Miami Herald, sort of elegantly referred to as adult-themed, but that doesn't quite capture the full story. Now, here, as you can see, is the Miami Velvet website, or as they call themselves, the Miami Velvet Swingers Club website. You can see down here at the bottom when they describe the services they provide. It says, Miami Velvet is Florida's largest on-premise swingers club. Swingers from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, the Florida Keys, and across the world come to enjoy the best adult fantasy swingers club nightclub around. Miami Velvet puts style in the lifestyle. All right, so let's review. You have Roger Stone chilling at the Swingers Club, and he meets this high-priced call girl. He gets in conversation about Governor Spitzer, and he finds that out, and he tells the FBI, whatever. Now, this reminded me of another incident more than 10 years ago, back in 1996, when the National Enquirer, admittedly not the most august publication out there, but the National Enquirer ran a story explaining how Stone and his wife were running ads in swingers publications looking for partners to engage in their lifestyle with them. Now, the Stones vociferously denied the accuracy of this. They said that the ads that were running in these publications were actually put there by a disgruntled employee, i.e., disgruntled employee gets pictures of them half-dressed and uses them to place ads in swingers publications around the country, soliciting partners for sex with two couples. So anyway, Stone denied it, but if it's such an outrageous accusation, what is he doing hanging out at swingers clubs? Now, what occurred to me is that after the Inquirer article ran, it's possible that in the process of defending himself, that he found out more about the swinging lifestyle, and it appealed to him, and now he's completely part of it. That's really the only way I could make sense of it. In any case, if you are in the Miami-Dade area anytime soon, we're going to show you the Miami Velvet website again. If you're in the area, stop by, you know, find out what's going on, send us an email, let us know what the scene is like. I'm Josh Marshall from TPM Media, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.